Raw crew, welcome back to the It's Not Fake Fan Cast. We got a special show for y'all today, but before we get into that, we are the It's Not Fake Fan Cast. We're a fan cast, we're not a podcast, because again, podcasts are reserved for journalists. We're not journalists, we're not insiders, we're not bookers, we're not agents, we're not producers, we're not wrestlers, we're not interviewers. We don't own a motherfucking thing. We don't know any wrestlers. We don't care to know any wrestlers, but what we have done is spend our time, energy, and effort. And it's something that we all love, which is professional wrestling. And now we're spending our time with you, the fans, because we are fans. Malachi B. Jones. Man, name so dope. We don't need a nickname. What we got on the show today? I think we got a special show.
No, what we got on the show today is we're talking about AEW Double or Nothing. We're going to be previewing that.
I'm going to kick it to my tag team partner, Reg Antonio Marks, the Marks man. We call him the Marks man because he's a grown man. John Cena fam, the 3 second 10. What's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? The Marksman's in the house.
Shouts out to our behind the scenes engineer, editor, Naj, my brother, my cousin, Darkness. What's up, Doc? And I am your host of Mod the Dark Show. And if you don't like my nickname, I will stick this Heineken bottle up your ass. Malachi B. Jones, what are we looking at? We got Double or Nothing coming up on Sunday, May 30th. And this is an important card, man. Where we starting at? Let's start with the main event.
Let's start with the main event. The main event, we got the AEW World Title match in a triple threat with Kenny Omega, who's champion, as we all know, against Orange Cassidy, against Pac. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this is bullshit to me. This is just to get Kenny over, right? We know Orange Cassidy and we know Pac ain't winning no AEW World title. Now, I'm saying this could be a great match. Probably will be a great match. But what do they gain? So let's just say one of these two other guys go over. What do they gain by putting over Orange Cassidy and Pac? Like, why should we believe that either one of these two guys has a chance, Reggie?
Because Orange Cassidy is the top sell in AEW right now. You know, fresher squeeze, unlike Kyle O'Reilly, not from Concentrate over in NXT. And, you know, Pac has been the man who's been waiting for that call for a good bit. At least he's in the title picture now, as opposed to being in the background of AEW. So I guess he finally getting that push that he deserved.
He was in the title picture previously, though, right? Huh? Like, at the very beginnings of AEW, he was kind of in the title picture back then, wasn't he?
Was his past tense, and we're talking present tense. Welcome back to the title picture because he's been gone for a bit. So the fact that they knew he deserved to be in that title picture and didn't even skimp on him getting right there as soon as he came back with the death triangle back behind his back. I think he stands a legitimate chance. Do I see Kenny losing? No.
Right. So that's my question.
The Moose yet?
But that was my question.
He has to fight Moose first, right?
Convince me that Cassidy or Pac has a chance, because otherwise you're only watching this match for aesthetic purposes to see a good match. You know there's no intense drama. You know there's no suspense. We know that Kenny's going over. So I'm saying, like, why should I even believe that either Orange Cassidy or Pac is going over, Chimpy?
You shouldn't believe it right now. You know, it's really dumb in my opinion. Like they really didn't build this pay-per-view, made that up. All the other matches, great storyline and everything. This one, they're kind of just going through it. It's like, I think the big storyline is Orange Cassidy might be hurt. Who cares, man? Like Kenny Omega needs a real challenger. I mean, I hope that's what the end of. I hope this match happens. Kenny Omega wins, and then a new challenger beats him up at the end of the pay-per-view. Somebody new. Because there's a lot of people out there on the roster of AEW who've not fought or had a chance to fight Kenny Omega as champion. This match will be a good match. There will be a lot of spots, as we call them in AEW, a lot of high spots, and it will be a good match. Kenny Omega doesn't put on bad matches. We've seen it. You know, he hasn't really put on anything too bad. Some little botches with Rick Swann when he fought him, which was, you know, maybe Rich Swann's issue, but Pac knows how to wrestle. Orange Cassidy's learning and knows how to wrestle a lot. So I think this match is going to be good, but I wish there was more of a storyline to it.
Can I chime in right there? Can I say one part as far as the storyline goes is the name Tony Khan, who is also in control of Impact and AEW, and it's the reason that Kenny has all these belts right now. So what's to say he might not try and get his way, his own ideas? And you remember Kenny has to go through Moose before he gets to Pac and Orange Cassidy. So who's to say that Moose might not take one of these from him or mess him up so bad that Tony Khan crossed the stereo like lines and decides to make him lose one of them on his terms and not the other ones. We've all seen it in bad decisions in wrestling, but there's nothing to say that can happen right now.
So you're saying like there's a possibility that what Moose whips his ass so bad that Tony Khan forces him to vacate a title?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is crazy, but
they wouldn't build this whole thing up to do that. Me personally, with this match, I think the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
That'd be the worst idea ever if they did that. That just wouldn't make sense.
We thought the same thing when Becky Lynch had the fucking two titles. Like now he's Kenny.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze on this match. Kenny goes over just because he's going to go over. He's going to go over on Moose. They have a long game for these titles. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining match. It's not the one I'm looking forward to, though. What we got next? What's the most? I think the next match, the one I'm looking forward to, and I'll just say it right now, is the AEW Tag Team Championship match.
Absolutely. That's the one I have on the paper here. We got Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus the champions, the Young Bucks. Let's talk about it.
I think, one, this match is going to be insane. Two, and you guys know how I feel about the Young Bucks. I think these guys can make the Young Bucks look good. I'll say that. Instead of them doing all their flippity flips and all their spot monkey shit. Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are so good that all that spot monkey shit combined with John and Eddie Kingston does, this was going to be a hardcore crazy match. Now, what I want to ask you, are there any stipulations or is it a straight up match?
I think it's a straight up tag team match. I mean, things could change tomorrow night with Dynamite, but it's a straight up tag team championship match for the belts. I mean, usually when it's a match for the belts, I mean, you know how AEW does it. They kind of let things slide a little bit, and it's probably going to get a little violent in this match.
So if this is just a straight up tag team match and just a match for the belts, I can kind of see there kind of being a no decision or a non-pin, you know what I mean? Some kind of DQ shit going on to kind of further the storyline, to lead this story to like a ladder match or a cage match or something, kind of stipulation match later on down the road. Because why just have a regular match with these four guys? Like this is to justify another match here. I think this is going to be match of the night, in my opinion. This is the one I am definitely looking forward to. I hope Eddie and John go over. I doubt it. Again, I think this is leading to more of a more longer story.
I think it could go over the longer story. I mean, I think this could continue onward, but I think that Moxley and Kingston are walking out with the belts. That's how you continue the story and make it stronger. You have these guys that have been doing their thing.
So you don't think they're trying to protect the whole elite right now?
No, I don't. You don't need to protect the Young Bucks. You got to. If you're going to break up the elite at some point, which you're going to, they're not going to keep it forever intact. They're going to have the Young Bucks lose the belts and be the first ones to start going away.
And we could probably touch on later on about a little backstage dissension with the elite in real life. We can talk about that later, though. So the next one we have, I'm going to say, to me, is Sheeta versus Brett Baker for the women's world title. My thing is, Sheeta is awesome. All right, I don't take nothing away from Sheeta. I think she's one of the top 5 best females on the planet right now. I think she's every bit as good as anybody doing anything as far as wrestling right now. As far as in the ring work, her look is great. Um, her music is dope, but obviously she can't talk on the mic. How long do we hold the belt on Sheeta when you have someone like Britt Baker, who pretty much checks all the boxes? Like, what's going to happen here? I mean, I can see this going both ways, man. Especially with Britt Baker, with some of her interviews, she's been kind of like blurring the lines between reality and kayfabe. Like, it's a tough one for me to call, bro.
I mean, I think that Britt Baker's going to win the belt. I really see it happening. They've been pushing her for a few months now and everything and whatnot, um, but she can't, she can't not win this match. It would be silly to do that. They've been pushing her for so long and everything, and she has it all. She knows how to wrestle. That match with her and Thunder Rosa a few months ago really helped everything out. Um, really helped her get pushed to where she is, and that's I
Does
don't
it,
see her. I don't see her lose that match.
does it seem like they're setting Britt Baker up for a face turn?
No. I think she'll be a heel. I think she'll be a heel champion. It makes sense for her to be a heel champion.
Okay, so
And she just had the belt for a few. She's had the belt for a little bit now. I don't think they're going to be doing a year-long reign where
see,
she is a champion. It's time to get rid of the belt with her.
I kind of see it a little differently. I think Sheeta, if Britt Baker, if they don't do a double turn, right? So I think there's a possibility where Sheeta can like get so hardcore during the match that she ends up playing the heel and Britt Baker kind of gaining some sympathy from the audience. I can see them going in that direction, but I can also see them going in the direction is Sheeta's dominance continues. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Sheeta has done everything they've asked. She doesn't get to wrestle every week. She doesn't get a lot of shine that you should. Like her placement on the card is low, but this girl doesn't make mistakes. Like I said, her look is awesome. Her look is great. As far as I mean, I'm not just talking about her, her physical appearance. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but I'm talking about her character look is awesome. She's like real life Chun Li, like for real. Like she's like a video game character, and she wrestles like a video game character. And even though she doesn't speak great English, she tells her stories in her matches. So I think you can keep that going with a different direction by turning her heel a little bit. Or again, you keep showing her dominance. Or if Britt goes over, we further a storyline and we create new storylines and new people for her to wrestle. So I think this match could be a catalyst for things to come or a continuation of Sheeta's dominance. But I'm looking forward to that match too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I think this match is going to be another match that's going to try to steal the show. Two great women wrestlers that both know how to play their characters, know what moves they can do. All right, next match we're going to go to. We got the TNT Championship match. We got Miro, the champion, versus Lance Archer.
I've been waiting a while for Lance Archer to get like the right push in this company. I mean, at first, I think when he came in, they pushed him as a monster, and I think it kind of fizzled for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if he was hurt or something or whatever happened. But I think with AEW, I think they still struggle with getting like prioritizing certain storylines. I think they focus on a lot of stuff and let other stuff fall to the wayside, even though everybody accuses WWE of doing the same thing. They are they're allowed to get away with it because they're the new girl in school, but they've been fucking up with Lance Archer since grabbing him from New Japan. He was booked great in New Japan, and I think they try to book him the same way here, but this ain't Japan. You gotta do something different. They put Jake with him, and Jake's now been with him for like a year or however long he's been there. But if you want to get Lance Archer over, I think he has to destroy Miro. If you have Miro beat Lance Archer, where does that leave Lance Archer? Like, Miro's already established, right? He's Rusev. He's already well known to fans. He's well known to casual fans at that. Lance Archer is barely well known to hardcore fans in America because he's been in Japan for so long. So I think what's best for business is you have Lance go over in a almost not a squash, but he kicks his ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm afraid for this match. This is two big dudes haven't wrestled each other. I'm afraid they're gonna botch some things. This match really scares me that they're gonna not know what to do and not know how to work well together. They haven't ever worked with each other, so it's kind of like. But I think that Rusev Miro, whatever you want to call him, if he does drop the belt, he's moving on to bigger and better things. If he keeps winning the belt, he might be a champion for a little bit longer. But I don't think he's going to be a champion like the champion that Darby Allin was for months and months and months. I don't think he'll be like that.
Well, what I do think is I want Lance to go over, like I said, and I think he should go over to help his character. I don't think he's going to go over because I think Darby Allin's going to get that belt back unless they got bigger plans for Darby. Which I don't know how he fits in because they only have 2 titles, right? So where does he fit in? He's a TNT champion. He'd have to fit into the main event somewhere, and he's nowhere close to that. So I do think it's more to get Darby over later and to get Miro over now. But again, I think this whole thing hurts Lance Archer and everything that I thought they were building one from the beginning. But back to what you said, they've never worked together, but these guys are pros. Lance Archer and Rusev, these guys are pros. I think the match will be good if they make it good. You know what I'm saying? If they get enough time, I think we could see something quality out of these guys. I don't know where they're going with it, but we'll just wait and see, man. What's the next one?
Next one we got big match, big match. The Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. If the Inner Circle loses, they must break up, and that's the end of the Inner Circle.
I feel like I've seen this match already. I swear to God. Now, I'm not saying what they're doing is still, because they've only done one other Stadium Stampede, which was last year, which was amazing. Sammy Guevara with the golf cart, Kenny off of the fucking rafters, the bleachers or whatever. I mean, that match was crazy, right? It was so crazy that WWE had to mimic that shit with Orton and Edge at WrestleMania. We just had Inner Circle versus Pinnacle and the crazy ass death match type shit, which was, I mean, that match was fucking insane, right? Now they're gonna put him back in the stadium. What more can they do? I don't know about this one. I think this is overkill. I think they would have been better served having some kind of maybe just a singles match or I don't know. I don't know what you could do with this. But I feel like we're going to get more of the same on this one.
I think it's going to be a very fun, entertaining match, like midway through the pay-per-view, to keep you excited and hanging on. But I kind of get what you're saying. They could have done something different. I think that the Stadium Stampede works well because who knows? This might not be empty stadium this time. You got to think about it. They're down in Florida. There might be people in the stadium watching what's going on.
I think this is getting filmed. I think this is getting pre-recorded. The Stadium Stampede is getting. I think they're shooting that bitch right now.
It could be. They definitely could be. I think that the Inner Circle does lose. I think that Pinnacle just keeps being strong and really surprises people because people don't. A lot of people.
So let me ask you this: so if the Pinnacle loses, do they have to break up or just the Inner Circle?
Okay. No, just the Inner Circle.
Right. So the Pinnacle is going to lose probably because they won last time.
Nah, I think Pinnacle is going to keep winning and keep looking strong. That's what I think. That's who I'm picking to win this one.
Now, you said you think it's going to be in the middle of the card. I project that this is going to be second to last.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have these matches midway through to keep you awake and keep you.
I mean, because they can go heavy. You know? I mean, they got Sheeta, We got Miro, Archer. They
That's a
got
good card.
the tag team championship match. They can front load it with those matches. You know what I'm saying? But what we got next? Let's talk about
All right.
Darby Allin and Sting.
Let's talk about Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
Poor Ethan Page.
Poor guy.
I mean, they kind of shoehorned him into this thing with Scorpio Sky. What I think is this match is about Scorpio Sky and Darby Allin to me. They're trying to create some stars here, right? Darby's a star. Scorpio's a star, but Scorpio, if I'm not mistaken, is like 38 years old. So I think they're just trying to get the best out of him in his prime years because he doesn't have many of his prime years left. He's in great shape, and he's done great work over the last year. In fact, you could argue that this guy is deserving of that TNT title way more than Miro was. You know what I'm saying? Like Scorpio should have been won over. If they were going to pass that title to somebody, I thought it was going to be Scorpio. And I understand, Sting and Darby, the whole dynamic, I love it. But Ethan Page, I'm sorry, I can't get past Karate Man. Can't get past. That was the worst cinematic match in the history of cinematic matches, and I think his character suffered since leaving Impact, making a non-impactful, for lack of a better word, a non-impactful debut on AEW because we were looking for someone else, not him. And now you shoehorn him into a storyline where I think either he's going to get pinned or Scorpio Sky is going to whoop his ass. Like, he's a means to get other people over right now.
I don't think either one of those things are happen. I actually think they win the match, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, and look really strong. If you didn't know, Ethan Page on the Independence feuded with who? Darby Allin, and he beat him a bunch. I think he beat him in his goodbye match to one of the companies he worked for. But let's face it,
it's way Darby different now, bro.
Absolutely, Darby Allin's a great wrestler. I really like him.
Darby is the star. Nobody knows who the fuck Ethan Page is.
Yeah, but Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page win that match, it looks better on them. You know what I mean? It helps them. Darby Allin doesn't need this win, but he does need to step away from Sting. He can't be with Sting this whole time. Because if he was Sting the whole time,
I think that's a good manager for him.
It's gonna hurt his character.
Like his daddy.
It's gonna hurt him as a wrestler. You don't want to have even look at the Undertaker. Did he have Paul Bearer forever? No. They got rid of Paul Bearer after a while. Wrestling's a little different now, where you don't want to have a manager forever, especially if you are a character like that. Stable's a little different than a manager.
I think it's Ethan Page is there to get Scorpio over, because I think Ethan Page gets pinned. Scorpio gets pissed and fucks Ethan Page up.
I think that Sting gets pinned. I think Sting gets pinned. That's what I think. I think we're different on this one.
And see, I don't think Tony Khan is going to job Sting out.
I don't really want to job him out, but just get the crap.
No, because look, because Vince did the same thing. I don't think Tony Khan does that. And also, with Christopher Daniels retiring, or threats of retiring, you ever heard
there's little things that they're saying, but
you don't think some of that shit can play into this match? A swerve somewhere?
What, because of Christopher Daniels, you're saying?
Yeah, something could happen. I
mean, something could. SCU kind of broke up. There's no more SCU, but
Ethan Page gets pinned, and something happens between Scorpio and Ethan Page, and Chris Daniels comes out, and obviously Ethan Page can be the sacrificial lamb, and they whoop his ass.
Absolutely.
And they get back together, maybe. I don't know.
SCU broke up. They once they lost that chance for the tag team belts, they broke up. It was the end of SCU.
So where's because where's this going with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky? Right? It's like
where's it going?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it even works right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a shoehorn. They needed something to do with Ethan Page because they have to justify paying him whatever they're paying him. So they shoehorn him into storylines where he wasn't needed. He wasn't needed in the storyline.
No, they should have had Scorpio Sky win the. I think, and I like Miro and all, but Scorpio Sky should have won the. Scorpio Sky should have won the title. Yeah, he absolutely should have won it. They should have had they could have had a longer feud.
That's what I'm saying. This should be a
especially when we talked on
rematch.
this.
Right. This could
kind
be
of
a
sucked.
rematch between Darby Allin and Scorpio
Mhm.
Sky and have Sting at
100%.
ringside, and they could have done a couple things.
They gave Mir the belt for some
because they're paying him a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I understand, but
now he's making a shitload of money. Got to do something with him because remember, for a while they didn't know what the fuck to do with him.
No, they didn't. Kept him with Kip Sabian.
Yeah, with Kip and Penelope. Like, what the fuck was that?
And as soon as he left them, he got the belt. That's why I'm kind of like,
they needed something to justify giving this dude a couple of $1 million a year, probably. We got one more match, which
we got a bunch more. We got a bunch more matches actually.
Oh well, no, we got three.
We got 3 more matches. So my next match, I really like this one a lot. You got Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage right there.
I think this could be the tear the house down match.
It could definitely be that one.
Yeah, I mean, you almost can't go wrong with these guys. I mean, Hangman Page, I don't want to say we've been waiting for him to break out because I don't want to make him seem like he's not a star. But there's still another level for this guy to get to, right? He's a star, a legit star. He's a legit world championship contender. I think he can be a main eventer at any moment you put him there. But I think there's another level that he can achieve, right? And Brian Cage is off the hook, man. This guy he's off the hook. Like he wrestles great matches. He doesn't hurt people, being as big as he is. He's super athletic. Taz is excellent as a manager. I think this is going to be the tear the house down match, bro.
I definitely think it's going to be a tear the house down match. It's going to be a really, really good match. It's going to surprise people that don't really watch Brian Cage. It gives me people, on Sunday night, holiday weekend, people are going to be watching this that don't normally watch AEW. They're going to be watching this match and be like, oh, who are these dudes? And then if the match is over, be like, wow. Because both these guys are, Adam Page's a little technical, but he's really hard hitting. Hangman, he'll hit the crap out of you, close on the brains out of you. Brian Cage, same way, And this is gonna be a great match. This is one match. There's some matches on pay-per-views. Wow, it was so good. Oh, what belt was that match for? Oh, no belt. Oh, what stipulation? Oh, no stipulation. Some matches can be like old school wrestling where there is no, there is a few little storyline to it, but there's no belt. There's no crazy build up or nothing. It's just 2 guys that both know how to wrestle, get in the ring. I think it's gonna be the one of the best matches on the card.
I agree. You can't go wrong with this match. I always love the contrast. We can contrast in styles, but both guys are really good. This is what I'll talk about, man. It's going to be insane. And so let's get to my fuck that match pick of the night.
Is it Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo?
It is. I want to talk more about what's going on backstage with Cody Rhodes and the Elite, because the rumors came out the last couple of days that there was some kind of fallout between Cody Rhodes and the rest of them boys. Cody's executive vice president here. So I'm not sure what Young Bucks and Kenny Omega's backstage positions are, but I know Cody is pretty high up. And I don't know if there's an issue with that or whatever, but it's not like Cody is putting himself in the main event. Not like how Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks be in the main event. So I don't know what the issue is, but this is my fuck that match of the night because why? Why are we having this match? And how is it that, like, where are we going with Cody? So no more Nightmare Family or Factory, whatever the fuck. We have the Factory going on with this whole thing. With these unknown dudes, right? Like, how come we're not getting Varsity Blondes versus the Jungle Brothers, Jurassic Express or something like that? Why do we have this match? Is this to get Cody over again or to get this Anthony Ogogo dude over? I don't know. I'm not invested in this match at all, bro. Hopefully it'll be good and I won't have to go get a sandwich, but I got nothing.
The only thing that's good about this match is what happened last time Cody Rhodes was on Dynamite. He had a great promo. It was amazing. And at the end, he took his father's moniker. He's basically said that his old character is dead, and he took his father's moniker. So they've been doing this feud with the Nightmare Factory versus the Nightmare Family. And, these guys that Cody trained and everything are beating him up and whatnot. And QT Marshall beat him up pretty badly. He had him bleeding a lot. That's who he should be fighting this pay-per-view. But then I thought
somebody, but this Anthony Ogogo guy, the reason why they're using him is because he used to be a boxer.
That's
if you
right.
guys don't know out there, he was a professional boxer. He had a couple of Showtime, ESPN matches and all that shit. But I'm a boxing fan. I don't know who the fuck this dude is.
He was on Dark. Well, the real reason is he was a commentator on Dark, so he really worked his butt off this guy, and he's going to fight. Cody, who mentor him. It's good. It is a good storyline. I like the storyline of guy trains you how to wrestle, and it's like, I'm gonna beat him up now. That's cool. I like that.
Chim, you know what's gonna happen.
But Cody Rhodes going. No, I think this is gonna be a little different. I think that he's actually the reason he took his father's name and is fighting a boxer is we don't remember
the elbow,
the elbow, the punch. He did all that stuff. So we're gonna see.
Come on, man! You sound like Reggie. Stop being a mark.
Well, we're gonna see a little different stuff. He's probably he might even wear the boots, those old cowboy boots.
I don't think Cody's gonna. I don't think Cody's gonna go over with a bionic elbow, but I feel you. He might use it during the match.
He might use it, and he took his dad's name. He said a different name. Last time he was on Dynamite.
Well, he had to win that. Like now, let me ask you this: did I miss a court case or something? Like what? Because he for a while he could only use Cody.
Yes.
Now he can use Cody Rhodes. Did something happen?
I think they did win a court case because I think they won the Clash of the Champions. They were going to call one of their events.
Yeah, they were,
and they went to court.
There was the bash too.
The Blood and Guts match. They weren't going to let them do Blood and Guts because they said it was too close to War Games. They won that lawsuit. So I think that's what happened. I think a lawsuit was happening. Or maybe he was just like, screw it, this is my father, and I'm taking my father's wrestling name, which I think is cool. I like that a lot.
But it's a wrestling name. You know what I mean? Like his last name is really Runnels or whatever. So
yes. Well, his father's wrestling name. That's what I meant.
Right. So.
But this match,
I would like to know more about that. Let's see if we can dig something up to find out exactly how he can finally use Cody Rhodes after basically a year and a half of not being a user, 2 years. All right, so we have one more match, which is probably
one more match.
Probably pretty important.
Yeah, it's gonna be listed.
Depending on who wins. Now, do we have a list of participants?
I do have a list because I want you to think who's gonna win this because I already picked my winner.
Okay.
So let's start off with all these jobbers and stuff like that. Here we go. So one guy is there's an unnamed guy right now. It's just to be announced. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be, Luchasaurus or somebody like that, right? We got Lee Johnson, we got Dustin Rhodes, we got Nick Comatorlo, QT Marshall, Anthony Bowens, Matt Caster, who you know them, they're the Acclaimed, Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, Preston Vance, Cole Cabana, Evil Uno, who we know who they are from Dark Order, The Blade, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Queen, who Private Party, Matt Hardy, Jungle Boy, Pentagon, Powerhouse Hobbs, Matt Sydal, Christian. After reading that, I think we know who's going to win this match.
So I'm going to disagree in the beginning because it's going to be a big show. It's going to be a surprise, I think. I think Paul White is going to be a surprise guy. I think Christian goes over. Why? Obvious reasons. We need Christian versus Kenny Omega for the title eventually. You said it yourself I think it was the last show. And I got mad at you for it, but I mean, you were right. Who are we going to bring up in AEW to put against Kenny Omega? We got Moose already in Impact. That's a great contender. We're good there. But who's the guy in AEW to challenge for the title? We got Christian. And I think Christian definitely wins this match. This is probably the first match of the night. So after Christian wins, and after Kenny Omega wins in the main event, we'll probably see some kind of a face-to-face standoff or some shit like that, or a run-in of something of that sort. But if Christian doesn't go over, then who?
Yeah, there's nobody on this list. There's nobody on this list
Right.
besides Christian.
Everybody's in the tag team.
Yeah, and there's no like if this was happening in July, I'd be like, ooh, Samoa Joe, like this guy was released. Like
Right.
that's when all those WWE released people were waiting to get work again, but it's in June, so I think that it could be. We could see Big Show be a surprise guy, but I think it's just going to be like a Luchasaurus or somebody
I
like
don't think it's
that.
going to be a Big Show.
I
That
mean, but he's
surprise
not.
guy,
But
the wild
he's not going to
card.
win it.
He's not
He's
going
not
to
going to
win.
win
The
a match.
winner's going to be
No.
Christian, I believe.
Yeah, Christian's been wrestling on Dynamite. He's looked good, like nothing. I'm not like wow. Ooh,
Well, he's
like,
slowed
nothing
down.
like that.
I mean, he's in his 40s.
He's definitely old now. He's still wrestling, which I'm amazed. That's a great thing. To wrestling basically full. Like if they were on the road, he probably would be wrestling full time. You know, but I see that Kenny Omega needs a challenger, not Moxley for the 18th time, not the person against him. Eddie Kingston. I thought they were going to go that route,
Eddie
but now
Kingston
they're going
is
different.
still a viable guy, man.
But they're going a different route with the Young Bucks, so he's tied up. Who's Christian got? Nobody. Is Christian going to TNT title? No. Is Christian going into any other belts except for the AEW World Belt? No.
And it's
That's the belt he
believable.
wants.
And it's believable.
And,
I mean, it's a
and
good match. People want to see it. It's very believable to have, if Christian's number one contender and it's Kenny Omega, it's a possibility that Christian can win that match.
You remember how this battle royal goes, right? You remember how the casino battle royal goes, right? They call each suit out. We're gonna have the spades fight the hearts, and then so I think that Christian will probably be one of the last groups, so he can get in the ring and there's like 7 guys to throw over the rope. You're done. I mean, you can win, you can walk out, and you can look good. So that's what I think. The opening of the pay per view will be this match, and then the closing of the pay per view will be Christian and Kenny Omega looking at each other.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a face-off at the end because they got to lead us into the next story because Pac and Orange Cassidy, that's going to end here. All right. There's nothing to be had with that later on. I think the only other guy who could win that battle royal that would make sense would be Pentagon. But again, Christian brings in the butts and the seats, brings in the sales, the pay-per-view sales and all that. And you got Kenny Omega over here with Moose. Then you got Kenny Omega over here with Christian. You put his ass in a pickle. He's got 2 tough-ass dudes, in front of him that he has to go through. And I'm going to enjoy that shit. I think overall, this pay-per-view, this is one of those hit or miss pay-per-views. They call it Double or Nothing. They should have called it hit or miss because this could be real bad or real good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a couple of matches that can end up being duds, but those same matches can surprise us. Then you got stuff like the Stadium Stampede where I'm not expecting too much. We just got a crazy fucking match from these guys last month or 2 months ago, whatever it was. So you're doing this again with a stipulation. If Inner Circle loses, they break up. All right, cool. That can mean a couple of things, right? That could mean it's finally time for Sammy Guevara to move and do his thing. It's time for Chris Jericho to wind down, or the Pinnacle's going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. As far as Kenny Omega with Pac and Orange Cassidy, I think that's just to further Kenny's legacy because he's putting notches on his belt. You got, he just went through Rick Swann. He's going to beat Moose. Then it's going to be Pac. It's going to be Orange Cassidy. Then we just said Christian's going to win. He's going to be Christian. And he's going to be so on and so forth. I think this is like we're on a ride on the way to Kenny being otherworldly. I think they're really going to try to Hulk Hogan push this motherfucker. But other than that, man, that's all I got for that. What you got?
What I got, I think this is going to be a really good pay per view. I think that, I'm not going to be watching it live because I got just going to be relaxing in my house at night. I think it's going to be the kind of pay per view that surprises people. Like, wow, this is really good. And there's not many stipulation matches, but there's actually more matches on this card than there were last card. And the Stadium Stampede, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be something that really gets people again. Like I think that this time, you got to think about it. Last time they had more high flyers. This one they got people that can take hits. People can take bumps. The FTR can take bumps. So people can take bumps. They're going to use them in that match. Kenny Omega is
Hold on,
going
hold on,
to.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Bro, the last Stadium Stampede had the Young Bucks in it.
Yeah, I know that, but they didn't take
They
bumps
take
too
bumps.
much. I'm saying like bumps like jumping off something,
I know
stuff like
what you
that.
mean. I got
Like
you.
hardcore bumps. Young Bucks ain't jumping off too much like that. Put it that way. You know, they didn't really do too much in that match. It was more so Kenny Omega looking amazing.
Sammy caught ass whoopings in that match.
He definitely did, and he's gonna do it again probably in this match. It's gonna be a fun match to watch. As for Kenny Omega, I think that he wins again and he keeps going. I think he might lose the belt to Moose, like lose one belt, but after that,
Why do
no,
you
he lost
think
it.
that? Like,
Because
because
let me explain
why
why.
give him the Impact title and have him lose it so quickly afterwards when they just could have had Moose beat Rich Swann?
Because here's what happens: if he loses the belt, he looks weak against his next challenger, and then when he wins, everybody goes, "Oh, he's not weak," and he'll go, no, I'm not worried about."
They're not going to have Kenny Omega look weak against anybody. He's going to go over on Moose.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But I
They
think
did Moose
that
dirty already.
he's going to keep the AEW right now. He's keeping the. He doesn't really have that crazy of a challenger yet in AEW. Nobody really that's on the
Because
map
think about
yet.
it, like who's complaining? Like nobody's complaining that they're not going over on Kenny
No.
Omega. They're
No.
just like, I'm glad I'm wrestling this dude and getting the fucking profile. Because like I said, outside of WWE, Kenny Omega is the most popular wrestler in the world.
100%. Absolutely.
Right. So anybody
There's
wants to get in
nobody
the ring
else.
with this guy. Everybody wants to get in the ring with this guy, no matter who you are. Seth Rollins is on top of the world. He wants to get in the ring with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're witnessing the greatness of Kenny Omega. Like, this is going to be what solidifies his place in history is this run.
100%. This run right now, nobody else is doing what he's doing. Having
Hasn't been
belts.
Done.
Four
Hasn't been
belts.
Done.
Nobody's doing that.
I mean, he's mainstream belt collecting. Like, again, we saw Ultimo Dragon grab like 9 titles or something like that, but that wasn't mainstream.
No.
Nobody even knew what those titles were.
No.
With Kenny Omega, he's winning world titles in different organizations. I'm telling you, yo, if this motherfucker wins the Ring of Honor world title, man, something is brewing. If he happens to go to Ring of Honor and wins that title too, he's going to win a New Japan title. Something is brewing here. We don't know yet because we're fans. We're not insiders. We're not bookers. We're not producers. We're not agents. We don't own shit. But this has to be getting somewhere. Tony Khan is also a fan who owns a company. This has to be going somewhere farther than just Kenny Omega winning a bunch of matches. This has to be leading to something, some cross-brand, some new age fucking shit that we never seen before as far as relationships between big-time companies.
Yeah, I think that we haven't ever seen any. We look about Ultimo Dragon. Some of his belts were like New Japan Cruiserweight, middleweight champions, stuff like that. We haven't
like the
seen
NWA,
somebody
like dumb title things and shit like that.
We haven't seen somebody that had all the world belts, like top of the top. Exactly. And that's what Kenny has right now. He has AAA, AEW, and Impact. And he has both. I mean, he has both titles in Impact. Like they're fighting. Like you got to think about it. Those guys are like over there fighting. They're not fighting for any belt because the guy that has their belt is in a different company.
Right. Now let me ask you this. And I always ask Impact fans this. How do they work out their canon with the TNA title and the Impact title? Is it akin to what WWE does with the Universal and the World title? Well, the Universal and WWE title, where it's basically the same fucking lineage. You know what I'm saying? Because Universal title, if you win a Universal title, that counts as a world title in that company, even though there's no real canon for the Universal title.
I don't think it does with this one because I know that the TNA title came out way, way later. after the world title of Impact.
No.
I think
The TNA
because
title.
they
The TNA title was way before Impact. It wasn't even called Impact. It was called TNA. TNA was first.
yeah,
That
that's what I'm
title
saying.
was first. Impact title was later.
Oh,
So what's the canon? Right? We got to figure that out.
we do.
Like, I don't even know if fucking Impact knows what that shit is, because the TNA, like, obviously the first title in that company was the TNA title, and that was was it Ken Shamrock? Was that Ken Shamrock?
Yes,
And
it
then
was.
there was Ron Killings, and it was Jeff Jarrett or some shit. If that's the case, now that was the NWA TNA title. They had the NWA title at that point in time. But when they broke off and they were strictly TNA, they had their TNA World Championship. So what's the canon? So is the Impact title canonized with the TNA title? I don't know. We got to figure that out.
I think for a little bit the Impact title was like a mid-carder title for people. It was like called I think
No,
that's what
man, you're
I think.
wrong. No.
There was a title called the
World
Legend title.
The
No, there's a
Legend title, that was the mid-card bullshit title.
that could have became the Impact title later on. That's what I'm saying. That could be the canon.
The Impact title was the global championship that Alberto Del Rio had, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
We gotta look this shit up. We'll figure it out. But that does it for our show. Thank you all for listening to our preview of Double or Nothing. Make sure you tune in for the recap of Double or Nothing. And the following show will be Fantasy Booking, done by Malakimbi, with Battle Bowl. What was it? Battle Bowl with Attitude Era wrestlers.
Battle Bowl with Attitude Era wrestlers, yes.
That should be fun. We'll also be talking about the Dark Side of the Ring with Ultimate Warrior. That should be crazy. But we'll be touching on all that. Yo, what you got in conclusion, Chimpy?
Well, your conclusion is, don't forget to watch the pay-per-view on Sunday. It's going to be great. Double or Nothing, AEW. We'll be talking on our next show, reviewing it, and talking about, who we predicted and who we didn't predict and who won. And don't forget to LCS. That's like, comment, and share this video. All right? Have a good one.
And subscribe too, assholes.
And subscribe.
And let's give a shout out to my tag team partner, Reg Antonio Marks, the Marks Man, Grown Man, John Cena fan. Could not finish out this particular preview, but we will see him next time. Najee, lay to death my brother, my blood, my cousin, Darkness. Have fun editing. And I am, again, your host, The Dark Show. And we are out. We will catch you guys after Double or Nothing. Peace. Woo!